My name is Andrew Stotz of the Valuation Master Class, and today we're going to have one of the graduating students, Zishan, making a presentation of his work on Starbucks. Do you own Starbucks? Do you consider buying the stock? Maybe you own it and you're considering selling it. Have you seen the valuation of the stock? What about the story behind where it's going over the next 5 years? Well, you're going to get all of that from the upcoming presentation on Starbucks. Most importantly, if you want to learn how to build a competitive value advantage in company valuation, join us in the Valuation Masterclass. Let me bring on Zishan right now. All right. So I love your outfit.
Thank you, Andrew. I just want to make it best in the last
Yes,
presentation.
exactly. And it's exciting. You've done a lot of work to get to this point, and I'm really excited. Well, how many hours do you think you worked in the Valuation Masterclass for the whole period over the last 12 weeks or so?
It was full day, no off for Sunday, Saturday. It was tight, full, full pack session. I think it should be 400 plus hours in
Right.
12 weeks.
Intense. Well, I think it's going to show in the presentation that you've got. So let me bring up your presentation and we'll get everything set, and then I'm going to leave you to it.
Yeah,
All right. I think we are ready. So just to double check, if you go down one slide, yep, perfect,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to leave this and then I'm going to leave it to you. So you ready?
yeah. Yes, I'm ready.
I'm sure the world out there wants to know a little bit about what the heck's going on with Starbucks and should we buy or sell now. So let's go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zishan. I'm from India. So, as you can see, the title is Reviving the Brands. So, you might be confused what is that? So, be with me in next 15 minutes. I will take you the journey of the Starbucks. So, right now you can see like blank page, just like this class, fill, like totally blank. But I'll fill it. Let's see. So I initiate coverage on Starbucks with a sell recommendation based on target price of $66, implying a downside of 32%. That's huge, right? I derived my target price from DCF best valuation using a 8.4 WAC and terminal growth rate of 3%. Highlights that I'm going to cover in the next few slides coming next. Struggling to bring back the shine of the brand, expecting to grow stores at 6% YOY, but situation could hinder it. And last hope for the company is the tech would overhaul the complete store experience. Now there are some risks, like none company could escape the risk, so is the Starbucks. Dependence on North America is huge, and supply chain, innovation, quality coffee are others. This is a summary of the evaluation that I'm going to cover in the next slides. Let's move ahead. So let's start with the like background. What is the Starbucks, when it was founded and all that? Founded in 1971 and legally formed in 1985, Starbucks is a premier roaster and retailer of the specialty coffee with 38,000 stores of the company in 86 countries. That is massive, right? Now, what is interesting if the company believes that human connection initiative brings people together, and the company launched Starbucks Studio and the Starbucks Art Prize. So, expansion and tech believed to bring change. Would they? We will say in detail. So, first heading is struggling to bring back the shine of the brand. So, what is the struggle? Struggle for the company amid persistence headwinds in the Middle East, part of Asia, Europe. Starbucks is betting on the new CEO, Brian, trusting on his new journey on Chipotle. It is worth noting that there has been a change in consumer preference. The company is losing its revenue from non-Starbucks reward members in the US, which is down 6%. In China, it is 14% down. Now, what is company is doing? Company has come up with the new strategy, but uncertainty about growth persists. And on this basis, I am forecasting my revenue 5% on average. Now, what is company is doing in the next few years, expecting to grow store 6% YOY, but saturation could hinder it. Now, let's see. Starbucks is aiming to reach 55,000 stores by next 8 years, 6 years, 30 by 30, based on 6% YOY growth stores. But the bad thing is that Starbucks might face risk of market saturation, particularly in US, because it accounts 70% solely in USA. Now, company is countering this by launching stores in like tier 1 and tier 2. But remember, company is not doing this already, and the reason for that because they are not income generating stores. So generally, they have a lower average income compared to tier 1 and tier 2, which could impact the affordability of premium brand like Starbucks. So that's the limitation for the company. But company has a like good news for them. Tech would overhaul the complete store experience. So what is in there? Mobile orders and pay revenue and transaction have grown 10% and 7% respectively. And through technology partnership with Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Starbucks aim to elevate customer and partner satisfaction because that is what customer seek there, right? Customer experience. Starbucks is investing in significant overhaul the Siren Craft system to optimize store operation and enhance customer and partner experience. Let's move forward. So let's see some numbers. What number says in the last, like if you see like 2Q24, there was slight revenue decrease by 0.6%. You can see in the table, and 4.5% YOY decrease in gross margin, and EBIT was like 5% down. So company is not doing good, like I mentioned in the stories. You can see, and EPS is down by 7%, like you can see here. So there are some news, like in August, like 1 month back only, there was the new CEO Brian Nicole, and the earlier CEO was kicked out because of the company is not doing good at all. You can see all these news by the end of the session. Let's move forward. So apart from the growth story, there are some constraints that every company face. So management's core financial mission is to deliver this growth to increase value to shareholders. Since growth is the key, I would like to consider constraint to growth rather than commonly discuss growth opportunity. Four ingredient: capital, operation, market, and people. Let's see first capital. It is neutral. Investment grade credit rating of triple B plus allow the company to continue to access capital efficiently. Its cash conversion cycle was -4 compared to 1 in 19. And remember, negative cash conversion cycle is good for the company because they enjoy the creditors' money. Operation risk is minor, supply chain risk is low. Company controls substantially all coffee purchasing, roasting, and packaging and global distribution. Next is market. So, how is market for the company? Is it good or bad? Let's see. There is a growing trend toward premiumization with consumers seeking out high quality, more unique products. So, there is huge opportunity. And people, what is the like culture of the people in the company? Let's see. Company emphasizes continuous training and development opportunities. So overall risks are low for the consumer discretionary sector that Starbucks is in. So let's see some revenue like metrics. What is the like segments company earns revenue, all that. So revenue from three reportable segments are North America 74%, international 21%, and remaining was from channel development. You can see these beautiful charts here below down. And company operated stores is 52% and licensed store is 48%. So there is no too much gap, you can see. And last is beverage. Company beverage contributes 60% of revenue, like coffee, drinks, all that. You can see these beautiful charts. So let's move forward. Let's talk about some analytical part. So it, like you can see in the charts, about if you compare the company with the 1800 companies in the USA, then company is the best before the best because asset turnover is very good, 124. But rest of them are like either like not good or below average. So only the moment fundamental is good, momentum is not that good, valuation is not that good, and risk is close to worst. Let's see, this is 4 to 5 analysis that help to see what is the competitive analysis of the company. Let's see one by one. Okay, first question is, are there many competitors of roughly equal size? Answer is no. Starbucks remains the dominant force in the coffee industry. None rivals its size and global reach. Second, is it global growth industry? Yeah, consumer discretionary industry, which includes Starbucks, is generally not considered a slow growth industry. Remember, five means the higher number it gets, it means no. The lesser it gets, it means yes. Okay. And third, is there any technological disruption? Yeah, there is. So that's why too. Let's move forward. Let's see next, like metrics, bargaining power versus suppliers. So how is company like, how is the like bargaining power of the company as compared to suppliers? So Starbucks has a significant degree of control over its input suppliers. As you can see, it's four. And switching supplier can be challenging for Starbucks, especially for its core products like coffee beans. Yeah, and third one is backward integration might seem like a way for Starbucks, but it comes with the risk and challenges. So next is bargaining power with the customer. Let's see what is in there. Customer have many options like local coffee shops, regional chains, and stores, and customer can influence the company's decision, policy, and practices. Like we are seeing right now, that's why companies seeing substantial, almost stable revenue or decreasing revenue throughout Middle East and Europe, Asia, like I mentioned in the study part. So customer are price sensitive, almost. I would say no, because this is the like premium segment, and customer take it that way. So threat of new entrants. So entering the consumer discretionary industry can be challenging, but significant advantage due to customer loyalty and trust that is built over the time. And while the company might be able to source coffee beans and hire staff, but successfully competing with the Starbucks require a strong brands and well executed business strategy. So last one is threat of substitute. What is in there? Are the customer switching cost low? Remember, Starbucks' strong brand and reputation can create a certain level of switching cost, and that what customer like values. They values experience that are getting there in the Starbucks stores. They are like brand experience, customization option, and limited time offering makes Starbucks unique. So let's move forward with the leadership and ownership. This is new CEO, Brian Nicole, and he's the chairman also. And Rachel Ruggieri is the executive vice president. And if you can see, number of independent is good, like 90%, which is like more than the USA ratio, USA average, which is 75%, and global average, which is 33. So in the USA companies, this ratio is almost higher than any other the country. Leadership, you can see like who holds the share and all that. And this is the summary of this. Like the institution holds 78%, and 2% by the insiders, and 20% is open for the like in the market for buy and sell. So let's see some more analytical part. This is world class benchmarking. So let's see where the Starbucks stands. So as you can see, world class performance and rank in the top 10%. So company is world class in terms of the profitable growth. You get, as you can see here, one number one company, number 10. Okay, and what is deriving this growth? Profitability. Company is very good in the profitability and good in the expense control. As you can see, consistently falling in 20% ratios. This is all the detail of the like world class benchmarking that I just showed you. So this is the like new topic, ESG. And this is the because ongoing the requirement of the companies to fulfill the environmental, social, and governance. So where the company stands, as you can see, in social this is 100%, environmental 100%, and governance 60%. Let's read some points. Does the company have a resource reduction policy? Yes, 50% of the water withdrawals will be conserved or replenished across Starbucks directly operations, stores, packaging, and agricultural supply chain, prioritizing action in the high risk water basins while supporting watershed health, ecosystem resilience, and water equity by 2030. Is the company engaged in emission trading or any other way try to reduce its climate footprint? Yes, 50% of the absolute reduction in scope 1, 2, 3, that is greenhouse levels by 2030. So mostly are yes, that's why environmental are mostly 100%. Let's move forward. Social companies doing very good for the employees. As you can see here, health insurance coverage is offered by two partners working on average 20%, 20 hours or more each week. Further, workplace safety and security protocol are in place. So overall, social parameters are good for the company. And third, governance. Uh, Company has 10 directors, and substantially majority of them meets the requirement of the independence. The only one like which is like which is making the following this marks is because chairman and the CEO is the same person, and which is not considered good. Let's see some like data, balance sheet, and all. As you can see here, because net profit is quite stable because of the ongoing, ongoing stable ongoing challenges in the USA, China, Europe, Middle East. That's why I kept them at very steady, although they are increasing but at a very slow pace. And let's see assets. uh, Companies, like I told you, companies like investing heavily in the opening new stores, but it will be good if we see if those fixed asset, if those capex translate in the revenue. Until now it is not happening. We will see in the future what will happen. So liability and equity, as you can see, equity is negative. We will talk about it later. That's instructing, ins- interesting topic. And cash flow, like I told you, cash conversion cycle is negative. This is very good for the company because company enjoys the money of the outsiders like creditors and all that. These are ratios. Revenue, this is my like forecasting. As you can see, 21% in 24 and 3 and then 6, because I see company will be able to like remove all these temporary slowdown and all that. But as you can see in the last, in the March it was 1.8% down in the revenue of the company, and June it was 0.6% down. So here, so as you can see in the chart, this is PB ratio. PB ratio picks the books price as well. But as you can see, this chart is not carrying forward after the March 18. So what is the reason? And that's the reason why the equity was negative. So let's see what is the reason. Starbucks has been repurchasing share for several years, like from 18 to till until now it is happening, and follow the practice of the deducting the excess purchasing power over from the earnings. As a result, as a result, equity is negative on the books, rendering the PB ratio measures irrelevant. Now I hope you got it why it is negative. And this is P to growth ratio. This is looks like Starbucks is expensive, because the P multiple, Starbucks trade at premium, as you can see, 6.28, which is quite high from the USA, which is 2.23 only, and from any other markets. Okay, let's move forward. This is my final valuation, and I derive like the value of the company should be 66 from the my. I followed like FCFF model of the valuation, free cash flow to the shareholders, and I'll I'll tell you some like sensitivity analysis, because analysis can be wrong, right? Because these are based on the assumption. So as you can see, my forecasting was based on GP ratio 23.5%, and they derived the value of the 66. If that company was able, if company able to make it any good like 25, that is 2% higher, then the value should be 70%, but still it is very low from the current share price. And if it is company like ongoing situation like deteriorate, and then I think GP ratio should be below than what is I'm assuming, then the price will fall below 261. So like I told you, no company is escaped from the risk. So is the Starbucks. So the main risk is the like dependence on the North America, because it is generating the huge amount from the country, 74%. And as you can see, situation could like hinder it, could stop it in there. Yeah, if revenue trends in this segment slow or decline, other segments may not compensate sufficiently, because other segments like other international, that is not very great, just 24%. So adversely affecting overall business and financial performance. This is the chart. You can see there's a huge difference between the North America revenue and China and other countries. Huge gap you can see from 30 to 70%. And these are other risks: supply chain interruption, innovation and consumer trend risk, and quality coffee supply risk, because image of the company is that company provide good quality coffee. So as you can see now, company is like downside by 32%. So company is expensive. So I would like to suggest, uh, take Aqua. take water, and avoid Starbucks. And now I am open for this Q&A
Great.
session. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, leave that there. I want to go to your free cash flow slide. Just look at that in a little bit more detail. There we are.
Yeah, cash flow.
Just go down to the free cash flow.
Yeah.
Okay, there we are.
One second.
All right, just let me just look at this for a second. So free cash flow is pretty flat, right? Which I think fits with your argument that the company doesn't have that much growth. Okay, and also, could you go to your the cash flow calculation, the valuation slide, a couple down, one or two down, where I can see the WACC and all that. Well, unfortunately, we lost the connection, but that was an amazing presentation by Zishan, don't you think? Starbucks is interesting, and he explained to us why Starbucks has a negative level of equity, and that's because share buybacks were basically causing they bought back more than the actual paid up capital initially and returned equity, returned earnings. So that's it for this one. Well done to Zishan, and we will see you in the next one. If you want to build a competitive advantage in company valuation, then just come and join the